a dream I had the other night, and it was such an amazing dream that I really wanted to share it with people. I'm not saying it's a prophecy. In fact, it's highly unlikely to be a prophecy. The issue is I don't know that I've ever felt so elated and woken up in a better mood because of that elation. So let me kind of give it to you. It was right before the Exodus, and I was with family. And they were trying to tell me their church-andy views. And I gave them the Torah portion, and they thought I was crazy. So they tried to have me committed. However, in committing me, they didn't send me to a mental institution. They tried to send me to jail. They actually contacted the police. And so the police show up to arrest me and start taking me to jail. And it's interesting because the person taking me to jail was a female who wore a head covering. So I started talking about head coverings. She wasn't in faith or anything, so I didn't go that way. It's just an interesting thing that I was talking to her about it. And all of a sudden, the Exodus started. Now, I'm not saying I ever went into jail. I was just basically to the building. Of course, it doesn't really matter. If the Creator wants you to go, you're going. You know, we know from Paul that he actually opened up jail cells. So that's not a big deal for him. You know, if he wants you to go, you're going. So anyway, I started on the Exodus. And as we started, I was in a small group, maybe 10 or 12, and I was kind of covering the rear. And these wolves, which I would think of more like demons, started pursuing the group. And I had a little pistol with me, so I started pinging at them a little bit. And they wouldn't die from it, but they were, you know, it slowed them down. And so they got a little closer to the group, and all of a sudden, however it happened, I don't know, but they were then captured and put in cages. And it was just kind of like they ran into the cage. And there was this hay right outside the cage. And started a fire inside the cage, and I was sitting by the edge while everybody else continued, and I'm throwing hay in there and just burning these wolves up. And so anyway, as soon as they were burned and killed, and I was happy to do so, I rejoined the group. But I rejoined the group. We had been going up this hill. That's where the wolves were pursuing and going up this hill. And we had reached the top of the hill. And as I reached the group and got to the top, I looked down, and all of a sudden there were probably 1,000 of us. And so the groups had joined, and it was a pilgrimage, and everybody was walking down single file, and just walking down this hill. I'd say hill because it's only probably maybe 300, 400 feet in elevation. And they were singing and praising God the whole time, singing shouts of hallelujah. And it was such an elation. I'm there, and I have never felt so good. Now, I've had a prophecy before, and I can guarantee you, for my prophecy, I wasn't coming out feeling good. I was scared to death. This was an elation beyond belief. And all I could think about is they're all having the same view, and it's just the praising of our Creator was so great. That was the most joyous thing I have ever felt in my life. And again, I've been married. I've been married twice. I've had children. This feeling was better than that. It was that level. So when you wake up after that, of course, the day can only go worse. I mean, that's the great start of your day, because you don't get a better start. I mean, that was the best feeling ever.